What's going on, everybody? James here, redoptionagency.com, 22 years selling full-time on eBay. And welcome. Doing a little bit different video this morning because I got up before 7 o'clock. I only had like 6 items to pull at that time, so I went ahead and shipped it out and dropped everything off at like 8 a.m. this morning. So everything was already done. So it is now 10:40. So I figured I'd do a little update on where yesterday happened, what happened yesterday, and where we are today. So in this experiment, as you know, I took promoted down to 0. My sales kind of plummeted, went down to 310 the first day, 258 the next day. Then decided to turn it on at 2%. First day at 2%, I ended up with $407. So beat the previous 2 days, which is good. And being I'm only at 2%, that's actually enough to cover my bills. So pretty cool. Before it was, the number was 441, 442, $442, I believe it was. So at 2% at 407, that's going to cover all my low-end bills. So I'm already comfortable. So that's good. So what we're going to do is ride out the 2 for several more days and see where it winds us. If it keeps us there at that low end, well, guess what? I really don't need to promote more than 2%. That being said, I know some of you guys have talked about that I should do it longer at 0, and it may take time since I've always promoted at such a high percentage that it may take a while to adjust. And I can kind of see that. So I'm not against, if this 2% works for several days in a row, I'm not against going back down to 0 and trying it longer, knowing I got that kind of result at 2%. So that could be something I do after, say I do 4 days at 2% and they all give me my low end goal. I'm not against going back down to 0 and trying it again for a couple more days just to see what happens. And then maybe there'll be a difference from going like from 15% down to 0. Maybe there'll be a difference from going 2% down to 0. Maybe it's the same, maybe it's different. I'm not sure, but that could be another test to throw in also. So I'm not against doing that. But then also too, if I do get, say, 4 solid days at 2% at my low end, what happens if I go to 3%? Just go up 1%. Do I make my low end goal plus $20 more each day? So my goal in this experiment basically is just to find a way to make my low end goal without giving eBay as much money. Because if you don't know, I was giving them 15 to 20%. And for the month of January, I only made about $24 per day over my goal, with selling a lot of, not a lot of items, but a lot more than I have yesterday. Like, on the big day, well, I'll have to go to the other page to look at that, the traffic page. I think those days were like 50, 54, 48, 34, 36, 27, where yesterday I sold 26. So see, and that's the thing too. Like yesterday's 2%, I sold 26 items. The other day at 15%, I sold 27 items. So only sold one more item at 15% than I did yesterday at 2%. So those are the kind of things I'm chasing, like trying to get a grasp or a handle on this promoted situation. Because I'm starting to think, and I'm wondering, the lower you promote, if within eBay's algorithm and their learning process, their AI, whatever the hell they're using, if you use a lower percentage, do they give you better quality search impressions? And when you go too high, it muddles it. It won't necessarily give you all the best ones right out of the gate. It kind of just all muddles together. I don't know, just a thought theory to play on for the future going forward to kind of see. Today, so far, 6 items sold, 3 organic, 3 promoted. A little slow out of the gate today, but I am still better than the first 2 days, and I'm not far behind yesterday's numbers at 117. I think I was at 125 at this time yesterday. So pretty spot on. Overnight, there was 10 hours, sold 2 items. I can't tell, being I'm promoting a lot less, I can't really call to say it could be the percentage that caused it, because I'm not familiar with the way it should be at this percentage. Let's see, next up, let me go to just the 4 days that I've been doing this so far. So we got the 27th. We won't do today since today is not a full day. So we'll go the 29th. So 2 days. And we'll look here. So 66% less impressions, 38% less page views, 38% less quantity sold. My top search impressions is 9.9, which is up because I think when I was doing 15%, this number was only at 3%, I believe. So definitely getting better top 20 search impressions, which kind of would throw into that theory that the higher you promote, the lower quality impressions you get. But you are getting more impressions. So I guess you could kind of, without any more detailed information, I don't know if that, I guess I'd have to really look at the actual number here for that, I would think. Yeah, I would think so. So maybe, James, stop thinking too much into it. You're trying not to think too much into it. I'm trying to keep it simple. I'm trying not to get into breaking it down. And why is my camera's blinking at me? Make sure it's still working. Okay. So that's where we're at there. Let me go to sales on those days and see where we're at. Now the selling costs are going to be a little off because these days did include shipping Friday's items. So yeah, so we're definitely still high, 49. So I wanted to stay under 50, and at 2%, pushing 50. But like I said, that's incurring Friday's cost also. And I also did notice that Saturday and or Sunday or both, I was still getting charged for some of my off-site ads, even though they were turned off. It takes a day or two to catch up. So some of this cost is old off-site ads and Friday's shipping costs. So this is not a true number. I would have to go, longer to really get that true number. So to get that average down, I'd have to surpass Friday basically to see a true number. So $975 in those days at down 38%. Net sales down 38. Quantity down 38. Average sold price down 1.8. Well, my top 5 look about the same. So it looks like I'm still selling the same type of items in about the same order. Make sure I'm doing that right. Okay, 27, 28, so that'd be 3 days. So hats number 1. The CDs and cassettes switched. T-shirts jumped up, but they've been up there before, so no surprise. And DVDs were up there last week, I believe. So, and that was a light up horse 6-inch Christmas decor. Gingerbread house. So another one of Jan's Christmas items just sold. Christmas items. By Christmas, I won't be surprised by Christmas that I don't have some Christmas up here in this top 5, because I've been cranking out some Christmas stuff. So no surprises here. So the same type of items are selling, so that kind of tells you something. What it's telling me, I'm not really reading into it yet. So, but so far so good at 2%. So first day out, home run. I made my low end goal. Totally surprised by that. So now I'm at $140 at going on 11 a.m. Like I said, I'm selling less items, but on those bad days where the site was messed up, I'm selling about the same. I mean, there's 33. The one was 27. So I would like to get back to near 50 items with giving eBay as little as much as possible. Still making a good profit off of those items. So that's the goal. If I can get to like 5% and still sell 50 items, that's what I'm going for. Would probably be a comfortable place for me. But we'll see. We'll see if it's even. If not, then I'll stay at 2% and just make my minimum until little things change, like the economy or eBay gets their website working better. I'll write it out, just making my low end goal, and just keep listing for better days, and kind of look at it as that. So, trying to think if there's anything else I should look at. The number of impressions. So I made my low end goal at 595 impressions, 1,500 page views. It was around up to 1,600 page views, compared to 24 to 3,000 page views before. And the way I'm looking at all these here is just $24 over what I made yesterday. That's nothing. Hell, if I cross-listed more of my stuff, I could make that on Posh and make up that $24 per day. And be, given a hell of a lot less fees overall. So I'm kind of got that as some side notes in my head to, hey, if I do 2% and I am minus $24 a day, where can I make that $24 a day up? Do I make it up in a percentage up at 3%? Or can I make that up in Poshmark sales by cross-posting? So there's an option there also. So just try not to think about it too much, but keep an open mind to kind of trying to, see if there's something that we've been missing, or at least I've been missing. And finding that sweet spot. So yeah. So all the business vacation is paid off now. So that's a good thing. So It gives me the freedom to play around a little bit more. So I think that's it. And then the whole, just putting up majority of different eyeball items. Yesterday I only put up like 10 CDs just to list something. And then the day before I had some CDs I put up late at night while I think I was watching the Blues game, so I could watch TV and stay here. But then before that, put up a lot of just different stuff for me, So we got this vintage Coach messenger bag, found it. I think Jan found that at the bins. A reindeer that I found this the other day at the bins sculpture. And then Jan was taking pictures with me that day, so she actually took a lot of pictures for me. So a lot of these Christmas items were things that she took pictures of. All this stuff from here down is stuff that she took pictures of. So we got a bunch of different Christmas items. Found these the other day at the bins. Or no, Jan found them. Jan found them because I saw one and then she grabbed it and then she found the other one laying separately. A pillow I picked up at the bins since I've been grabbing Christmas stuff also. I found these at the bins. I found this Jurassic Park at the bins. So all this is stuff that we picked up recently at the bins. Some snowmen that she picked up. Vans bag. Some ornaments. She picked up, this was the first thing she found Saturday when we got to the bins. Just laying right out in the open. I'm like, yeah, grab that. The only other one up on eBay is somebody's got it for like $60. Amanda handed me the seat cover. Yeah, Santa, snowman. This is stuff Jan grabbed Saturday. I grabbed this one. I like that one. It's pretty cool. And then I've been grabbing, I got some glassware. Actually, maybe I'll get to that today. I grabbed some glassware I've been picking up. I've got some cool shaped ones that look pretty unique. I hope they're worth some money. But I found these, but I found like several of them. So I've got 6 of these little guys listed, cat dishes. And then this piece, it looks like it was maybe a homemade piece at a camp, Nelson, whatever that is exactly. I didn't look it up. So just getting into a lot of different stuff to get different traffic into my store. Trying to get back to that everything seller feel. Because one of the great things about being an everything seller is the timing of what sells when. There is none, There's no season to everything. Everything will sell at every season. So you always got something moving. I found these I found the smaller Peep plushes. I found this guy. He was cool. He's like fat. And then this horse head Jan found. But I found these big Peeps. I didn't think they were going to be worth that as much as they were. The yellow one's the lowest. And then this tie-dye one. And a little Pokemon I found some smaller Peeps that probably down farther. Some 36-inch elves that Jan found. I found this Tommy Hilfiger. I put up another one of my CD artwork things I made for the Bee Gees. And here's the small Peeps blush. Some purse. And then Amanda grabbed a bunch of vinyl, so I told her I'll take whatever she didn't want. So she gave me all this vinyl Saturday at the bins. So there were some without covers and then some with covers. Nothing outstanding and great, but it was all in good condition. So that works for me. It'll eventually sell. And the Fantasia piece. A good amount of vinyl, didn't I? Why, yes, you did, James. And now we're into end and relists. This is all older stuff that I ended and sold similar on there. Let's look at some of the sold, since I didn't do a sold video this morning. Or this is the sold video, I should say, the shipping video. So there's the gingerbread house that just sold. Little Volkswagen car. Some Columbia shorts. 1 CD and 1 cassette. This was just put up the day before yesterday and it sold yesterday. This was, I picked up Saturday at the bins. This I picked up the Saturday before at the bins, I believe it was. Here's that reusable tote bag I sold yesterday. Skirt. And then some of the stuff that was in yesterday morning's video. Another one of my random toy lots. Shipped that out this morning. This is stuff from yesterday. They just paid today on that one. I picked the calculator up Saturday too, and it already sold. They paid this morning. I shipped it out this morning. And those were all yesterday's video items. And the day before. So that's what's going on right now. So 2% I'm holding that because the first day out, this guy hasn't paid. I figured he wasn't going to pay. I took an offer on that hat. They had like a low number of feedback and they haven't bought anything in a year. So I figured it was going to be a non-paying bidder. Well, it's a chance you take. So yeah, I'm going to hold it 2% for now, and we'll see how today. I mean, so far, today is kind of mirroring yesterday, so I'm happy with that. As long as I'm making my low end goal, and I'm only giving eBay 2% instead of 20%, bonus. So, and then if that's going to be my baseline, that'll be easy to figure out how to build around that. So we'll be able to tell if there's a difference between 2%, 5%, 2%, 10% type of thing. So, but yeah, we'll hold here at 2% for a while longer. I'm thinking at least 4 days, and then maybe jump back down to 0, see what happens before jumping back up to 2, and kind of just play it, see if it's consistent. If we get consistent results, then that's what I'm going for there also. So, all right, enough talking. Back to work I go. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I will see you all in the next video. Later.